Hi, my name is Dale Brown, and I will greet you this day in the name of Christ as we spend a few moments in devotion together. One of my very favorite stories in the Old Testament is the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they are persons who have been taken from their homeland into exile, and they are continuing to live out their faith. They refuse to bow down to an image of the emperor. And because of that, they are thrown into the fiery furnace. And this furnace is described as being so hot, it killed the persons who pushed them into the fire. And you would expect, I would expect, that they would be killed instantly. But the king asked that the furnace be opened and that they check out just what has happened to these three, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And the story tells us that it appeared as if there were four men in the fire, and the fourth man, along with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, was as if he was the Son of God. And there are lots of things about this story that we can apply and think about in our faith. One thing is that as the story is told prior to their being thrown into the fiery furnace, there's a statement that says, "We know that our God can rescue us from this fiery furnace, but even if he doesn't, we will continue to serve him." And I think that's an important thought. Even if God doesn't rescue us from the dreaded disease or the problem that we're facing, even if he goes through it with us, we're still going to be faithful to God. And I like that part that says that the fourth man appeared as if he was the Son of God. Jesus comes to rescue and save us, sometimes even in that darkest moment. I grew up here on the eastern shore of Maryland in Worcester County, and there used to be a quartet that sang four-part harmony. And I won't destroy your television or your iPad or whatever you're listening on by singing because it's horrible noise. But they sang a song that went like this: they wouldn't bend, they wouldn't bow, they wouldn't burn. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood on their principles or values in the midst of a world that seemed to be falling apart around them. They wouldn't bend, they wouldn't bow, they wouldn't burn. May we have more men and women, boys and girls, like Shadrach, Meshach,